Today our topic is how to balance a chemical equation. Okay, how to balance a chemical equation. So first question arises, what is balanced chemical equation? We need to know about balanced chemical equation first. Balanced chemical equation is basically adding stoichiometric coefficient to the reactants and to the products. And stoichiometric coefficients are basically the numbers written in front of atoms, ions, and molecules in a chemical reaction to balance the number of each element on both the reactants and the product side of the equation. So, stoichiometric coefficients are added in the chemical equation. So the question arises, why we need a balanced chemical equation? So the answer to that question is to obey the law of conservation of mass. We have read in our earlier classes the law of conservation of mass. Now the core topic is how to balance a chemical equation. Okay, the basically we have to follow some sequence in this method, that the next upcoming method, the method 1. So we have to follow a sequence. Firstly, we have to balance the metals in our chemical reaction. Okay, all the metals, we have to balance them first. Okay, foremost. Then we will move toward the non-metals. After non-metals, we move back to the metals and check them whether their balance is disturbed or not. If so, then we move toward the firstly we have to balance the metal, then we move toward the non-metals. Okay, after that we will balance we would balance the oxygen, and after balancing the oxygen we will move back to the we would move back to the metals, and after metal, non-metal, oxygen, and after balancing them all we will move toward the hydrogen. Okay, after balancing hydrogen we again take our trip toward the metal, non-metal, oxygen, and hydrogen. We check them number wise or sequence wise, and after that we would be able to balance our chemical equation. So again, explaining the same thing that is, firstly we have to balance metal, after that we will move toward the non-metals. After balancing non-metal we move back to the metals, and we will check them we check them after that we will go toward the non-metals and check them too. After balancing the both metals and non-metals we would move toward the oxygen. Okay, we will move toward the oxygen in our chemical reaction. On both side reactants and the product side we would balance it. After balancing it we will move back again to the metals. After metals we will move to non-metals and check them if their balance is disturbed. If so, we will balance it, and after that we will move to the oxygen, and after oxygen we will go toward the hydrogen, and again we repeat the same process. Okay ji. Next is examples. We are moving toward the example. This is the first example on the screen, where lithium react with nitrogen to form lithium nitride. Okay, first step is balance metals. Here lithium is unbalanced on the reactant side, so we will multiply it with 3. After that we on the product side we after that non-metals we will move toward the non-metals. Non-metal is nitrogen, so the second step is to balance the non-metals. Non-metal is nitrogen, and on the product side nitrogen is unbalanced, so we will multiply it with 2. Lithium nitride with 2. Third step is move back to the metals to check if it got any change. So then balance it. Now the lithium is unbalanced, okay, and the metal is unbalanced. So on the left side lithium is 3 and on the right side or on the product side it is 6. So we multiplied on the reactant side lithium with 6. So our equation is balanced. Now moving toward the second example. Second example is sodium reacting with ethanol to form sodium ethanoate and plus hydrogen. Step 1 is balance metals. Okay, sodium is balanced. Step 2 is balance non-metal. Carbon is the non-metal here, and it is also balanced on both sides of the equation. Okay, third step is move back to step 1. Check the metals again. Okay, metal. So here our sodium is metal and it is balanced. Okay, next is step 4, balance oxygen. Oxygen is here balanced on both sides of the reaction. Fifth step is move back to the metals and repeat the step from 1 to 4, that is metal, non-metal, oxygen, and then and meanwhile moving back to, and after that we will move toward the hydrogen and balance the hydrogen in the step 6. Okay, so and here hydrogen is unbalanced, we multiply both sides with 2 of, okay, so we check if it got balance or not. Here the hydrogen is 10 plus 2, okay, 10 plus 2 is 12, and we balance it on both sides of the reaction. On the product side it is 10 plus 2 12, and on the reactant side it is 10 plus 2 10. So multiplying with 2 we balance hydrogen. Okay, after that moving back to the metals and checking if metal is balanced. Here when we multiplied products with 2, here the sodium ethanoate with 2, then our metal is disturbed, so we move back toward the metal sodium and multiply it by the 2. Step 8 is balance non-metals. So carbon is balanced. Okay, we are repeating the steps. So here the carbon is balanced. Step 8. Okay, after checking the non-metals we move toward the oxygen. Okay, oxygen is balanced in the chemical reaction, and after that after balancing oxygen we move toward the hydrogen. Hydrogen is balanced. So our reactions are balanced. For more examples stay tuned, subscribe to our channel, and stay healthy, stay safe. Thank you.